When most people think of February, they probably see a cold, kind of dead month for gardening. But what if I told you that this month, this is the real starting line? The work you put in right now in February could literally be the difference between having a full pantry and a major food gap next winter. We're not waiting around. We're executing a critical plan for true food independence.
And let's just get one thing straight, right from the get-go. This is where we get serious. As this quote says, this isn't about growing a few tomatoes for summer salads. This is a blueprint for resilience. It's a system designed to actually feed you, especially when you can't always count on the supply chains.
So, why are we so obsessed with February?
Well, because this single month is the launch pad for the entire year. It is the planning and planting window that decides whether you're harvesting in the dead of winter or staring at an empty garden. It's time to stop thinking of it as a waiting game and start seeing it as a strategic mission.
And look, the difference is it's night and day. This slide lays it all out. If you skip over February, you're pretty much planning for a winter food gap. But if you act now, you're building a continuous, year-round harvest. That's what real food security looks like. So, how do we actually do this? Here's our blueprint for today. We'll quickly touch on why February is so critical, and then we're going to dive deep into the heart of the strategy, the 4-lane system. We'll break down each of those lanes, survivors, accelerators, all of them, and then wrap up with a super practical pre-planting checklist to make sure you're ready to go.
Okay, let's get into the core of this whole thing, the 4-lane system. I want you to think of this as more than just a planting guide. It's your strategic map. It's a simple but really powerful way to organize your garden so you have different crops working for you around the clock. So what is it exactly? Well, the 4-lane system is basically a way of sorting your crops into 4 different jobs, or lings. Each lane has a very specific purpose in building that year-round harvest. The goal here is to make every single plant count towards your food security. No freeloaders in this garden. And here are the 4 lanes. Lane 1, those are your outdoor survivors, the tough guys. Lane 2 is for your indoor accelerators, which give you that crucial head start. Lane 3 is for the storage builders. They become your underground food bank. And finally, Lane 4, the gap fillers. They make sure you never have a lull in the harvest. So let's break each one down.
All right, let's kick things off with the early season powerhouses, lanes 1 and 2. These are the crops that get your season started, getting food in the ground long before most people have even thought about buying seeds.
This lays out the 2 different strategies perfectly. Your outdoor survivors, you plant them straight into the cold ground. They're built for it. They can handle the frost. But the indoor accelerators, we're starting those inside to give them a 4 to 6 week jump on the season. That way, when they do go outside, they are strong and ready to explode with growth.
So let's talk about some lane 1 heroes. Kale is an absolute superstar. You plant it in the spring and it can produce all the way through to the next winter. It's incredible. Spinach is your fast option. You can be harvesting that in as little as 30 days. And then you've got leeks, the long-term residents. You plant them and they just hang out in the soil, ready for you whenever you need them all winter long. Now lane 2. The entire game here is acceleration, getting that head start. And listen, for a crop like Brussels sprouts, this is non-negotiable. They must be started indoors in February if you want those big, tall stalks loaded with sprouts later. It's not a suggestion, it's essential for a good harvest.
Okay, so we've got our early game covered. Now let's talk about the long game. This is about lanes 3 and 4, and it's all about securing your winter harvest and making sure you have non-stop production. Lane 3 is all about your storage builders. These are the slow and steady workers that are quietly building up a bank of calories right there in the soil. You really can think of them as your living underground pantry. Prime examples are things like carrots, parsnips, and of course, that amazing storage cabbage. And I just love this metaphor from the source material. Calling carrots a living refrigerator, it's perfect. They store all their sweet energy underground, and you just pull them out as you need them all winter. The cold actually makes them taste sweeter. I mean, nature already designed the perfect storage system. And here's another awesome one. Storage cabbage is called a food time capsule. Why? Because some of these varieties can last for months and months without any refrigeration at all. That is a total game changer when you're trying to feed yourself through the lean months. Finally, we have lane 4, the gap fillers. Their one and only job is to grow fast and fill in any empty real estate in your garden beds. This ensures there's always something to harvest. And here's the real pro move from the source. Don't plant them all at once. Plant a new little batch every week in February. That way, you create these successive harvest waves coming in one after another. Okay, so we have the plan, right? We know the strategy. But before a single seed hits the dirt, we got to run through a quick pre-flight checklist. This is what's going to prevent all those common early season mistakes and make sure your planning actually pays off. Here are the 5 essentials. First up, the frost line. I mean, can you even get a shovel on the ground? Second, soil temperature. Is it warm enough for seeds to actually wake up and grow? Third, sunlight. Remember, the winter sun is low, so where are your sunny spots now? Fourth, your protection plan. What are you going to do if a hard freeze is coming? And finally, space. Have you actually mapped out where everything is going to go? So, what does all this really mean? What we've just walked through, it's not about just getting a few early vegetables. It's about a total shift in how you think. February planting is strategic, long-term thinking. It's about building genuine resilience and independence. And as the source material puts it, this is how real food security is created. So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. After seeing this blueprint, take a look at your own space and honestly ask yourself, is my garden just a summer hobby, or is it ready to become my winter food bank? The work you do right now, that's what's going to give you the answer.